welcome back to the another warm-up show with the hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchy directly for the Florida State. And we have to go all the way north, not the west, because afternoon is north, the morning is the west. Find Mr. Bob Guinea, Mr. Enortap back in the house today.
Hello, Coach, and hello, Hockey Nation.
Happy weekend. Happy Monday. Hopefully ready for your following great week upcoming. We have already a lot of people in the house talking left and right, ask questions, everybody. So we're going to go through all the stuff. Only 3 games tonight, so it's going to be a quick review of a preview of each game for sure. We're going to talk to you about all the NHL news, all the fantasy hockey. We're going to tell you about the schedule of the week, who is hot, who is cold, and of course, we're going to talk about the 3 game of the night. So a lot of stuff's going on, and we're going to talk about each one of you. And it was a great weekend of hockey. We're going to welcome everybody. Let's start with Miss Kelly from Ontario, Toronto Maple Leaf.
Hello, Kelly.
Kelly, I'm sure she's going to be happy tonight. The Leafs play at 7:30, so I'm sure she's going to watch the game against the Los Angeles Kings. Welcome back from Westmont, Montreal, the only one, the morning, the evening, the afternoon, whatever we show up, he show up. Canadian Giant!
Canadian Giant, welcome.
Let's go in Québec, dans la belle province de Québec, direction dans la Sherbrooke, dans le sud du Québec, et puis dans le nord du Québec aussi. Welcome back, double Nicolas Dugubi-Bono and Mr. The Scout, Alexis Dubuc. A double Québécois. A double Finland, because we have a double Finland in the house today. We have Mr. Villeo and the Wizard and Yamo Vertanen.
Welcome.
I want to say to you about I tried to understand Adam what you said. Adam said, first of all, welcome. I was trying to read his question. Adam directly from Vegas, Golden Knight, number 1 fans of the Golden Knight. Welcome, Jack Eichel. We saw him have the red carpet at MGM yesterday, and he was a bit surprised. Get out the limousine with all the cheerleader and the mascot, and welcome back over there. It was funny to see that. I don't think it was his style. He was a bit like, what the heck's going on here? But he was surprised. Why not, Mr. The teacher, the swimmer, Adam Bergie Berger. Coach, have you changed your showtime? That's what I was trying to read. I did not know what he's talk about. I know the time changed, but I don't know if I changed my time. So I think I'm at the right time here, 5 o'clock Eastern time. I have a question, I was going to get there, Mr. Alexi, because I just saw your question, but we can ask him at the same time. Here we go, all of you.
I have a question for Enortap. I want to know if I scout, what I need to value. Wow. Well, I'm not a professional scout. Let me start off by that way. But if I'm scouting, I'm looking for the obvious things, which are the skills that are necessary to be successful in the game. But personally, I look at the intangibles as well, and that's why you'll notice that prior to draft time, a lot of the players get interviewed by many of the teams, and they ask them all sorts of very deep and intriguing questions that sometimes the players come out of these meetings saying, what was that question all about? And what they're really trying to get at is things like, do they have leadership skills? Are they able to deal with adversity? How persistent are they with a regiment that's laid out for them, both physically and mentally? So it's these little intangibles sometimes that if you can detect that in a later round, you're going to steal some of these players, and it'll serve the organization very well.
That's great. I agree with you about that one over there. Nicolas, j'ai une pratique ce soir. Ben, amuse-toi bien. Je m'excuse, Nicolas, je t'ai pas dit bonjour un matin, j'étais occupé. C'est Michel qui faisait le show un matin. Donc, je t'ai vu ton nom, j'ai vu que tu avais une pratique. Donc, mais je t'ai pas dit bonjour. Donc, je m'excuse, mon Nicolas. Talking about French, talking about English, why not welcome the only one, the unique, Mr. Roger Delaney. I almost forget him, but I did not forget him. But he was at the top of my corner, so I did not mention him. If I forgot someone else, I apologize about that one over there because I did not see anybody. Do I forget someone? You know that?
And not that I can see. I think you hit everybody so far.
Parfait. Félicitations pour ta partie 3-3, mon homme. GTL Good 15, he said, remember me? Of course we remember you. You was here last weekend. Or at the beginning, the end of the week. Welcome back, GTA in the house. Talking about GTA. Why not talking about? Because he's going to be ready. If Kelly said 3-2 from the leave, she's ready, said go leave, go. I'm sure he said going to say go Cats, go. And Florida, yes, go. I forgot someone. The Gator, the only Gator we have, the Rock Gator, number 1 fence of the Florida Panthers. Tim T is in the house tonight, so I forgot about him. I thought you get something about him. Here we go. I knew I was something about him. That's it for Mr. Gators. It's a really strange. We have a big Gators here, Enortap. We feed them a lot. So they are not the noise is not like the little one. There's a big one, a gator in the house. So why is Lafrenière on the 4 line? I'll be honest with you. Gerald Guérin is a coach looking for the details of the game. So he's really, really deep about the details of the game. And he feel like the 3rd line should be a line, the 4th checking. Originally, it should be on the 3rd line. But because he's looking about, intensity, that's what he's looking for, semi-blé, everything like that. And at that moment, going to happen. It will be interesting. They're going to put back Ryan Reeves because he's ready to play tonight. So I don't know if he's going to make a change. If he's going to put out on or McKean. I don't see Lafrenière with Reeves, but I'll be very interesting about that one over there, by the monkey. I agree with you about that one over there. What I need to put on my list...
Not sure I understand that.
But I think he's looking for maybe for the scout. Can you, Alexis, repeat, please, in French or English, not a problem. Prediction on the game, guys. We're going to give you a prediction. Not yet. Kelly, we'll give you the score and now the show is over. We cannot do that. We have to go all this. You have to wait. We keep the suspense until to the end. But you did a great choice to set 3-2. That's one thing. All right, I have to go again, but I will be back next time, I promise. No problem. GTA, good 15. I have a good one. Is Dvorak is injured?
As far as I know, he's not. I mean, he's struggling.
Yes, yeah, he is. He got him. And Dwayne was out of the practice today, and Dvorak is a game day today. Is a game decision for tomorrow night. So, but again. What's something is funny with them is like Gallagher, Drouin, Zuski was the last game and only Drouin was out. So a little bit concerned about Dvorak, honestly. But yes, he is right now on this part. Big news for the Nick Charm. We're going to talk about this the next couple of years about the news, but do not be surprised to see. Not be surprised is Norlander play for Montreal Canadiens at the end of the week. But that's what will be on the subject. Alexis, back to his old trick. Is Mr. Scout Tim. Do you think I need to put like what I kind of play snapper or etc.? That's what he's looking for. So it's fun attribute or categories, also a category. That's what he's looking for. What he said. Yes, of course you have to put fun thing. Your power skating, your shooting, your passing, with no puck, the back checking, the forward checking, and so those all kind of stuff you look all the time about that one there. Puck position, puck protection. That's another one we're going to look about that one over there. How you feel like no puck and the puck on 3 zone on the defensive side, on the offensive side, neutral zone, the transition, how you read the play, how you play the system, everything like that. So that's how kind of stuff I see when you go to watch the game. You take all the note like that over there and everything like that. So behavior on the bench, body language, look at him, what he does on the bench, what he's doing. Is he talk with his teammate and he look the game, what he does, what those are kind of stuff the body we're looking about that one over there. So that's something, with time you're learning about that kind of scouting about that. Now this is in general. So when you work with a team, like I was working with one specific team, was okay, go get watching number 16, 19, 23. And they are part of the organization. That was okay, you have to look about this. So they gave me 3 outlines, so 5 different points I need to look about that. And then after that, I give him a resume about overall about the game with the stat, everything like that. But that's how that's what, because every game you scout, whatever which team you are, they have to give back a resume electronically with email, or they have a completely a Google Doc or something like that. And that's why you do your scouting about that one over there. So, yeah, I've been there. I've been there. I've been there. First of all, we are at 5:15, so it's time to invite people. Don't forget, please click on the like. That'd be awesome. That'd be great. Thanks for joining us today. Hopefully, you have an amazing, great weekend, and you're ready for the big week of the NHL. We're going to go through, like I said, fantasy hockey tonight. I'll give you a couple of what you need to learn about your team, everything like that, and we're going to get all the information you need to know about your pick for the night, and also if you get some sport book. By the way, and this is another subject, but I need to see because I see Gator Rock Team T in the house, and Gator like a sport book, everything like that. Do you know Gators, the Hard Rock here, the casino you can beat on the hockey or any sport from the apps on the phone? Gator Rock, this question is for you. If you don't know, you can do that. So, but you have to live in Florida, or if Enortap decide to visit me in Florida and he would like to bet on the game, he can take the apps over there and he can use the apps, everything like that. So, I just learned this yesterday. That's the reason why I mentioned this to you. I did not know about that. And who did that to me, who said that to me, is our friends, our insider for the Florida Panthers, Greg Minervini. I saw him yesterday. So it was great to see our friend, Greg Minervini. He's coming back in the next 2 weeks. And the show in the morning, the insider, Greg Minervini. Canadian Giants said that Kelly the Leaf will win the 4-2 tonight. Thank you so much. Talking about the man of the man, the teacher, the lawyer. The man does everything on the right way with a smart. The man is smart all the time. He loves the Canadian, but he's upset about them. Well, not to welcome Mr. Michael Rubenstein. Oh, yeah, because he's hiding right now. That's the reason we play that music for him. But welcome back.
Welcome, Michael.
Enortap, UB said he wants to stay in Florida. Is World Live. What do you feel about that? I know the passport betting in Florida. I did not know is able yet at the casino. It's on the apps, Gator. Download the apps out Rock, and you can do this right there. I did not know that. And he's going to build right now where there is no a section for that part also. It's coming very soon. I'm the older in about this. I don't go to the air there until I go there sometime for the beach, but that's another story. About that one. Hi, bud. Let's go Cats, Valley. Everything like that. We're going to give you all the information. Like we do at the beginning of the show, but sometimes 18 minutes, sometimes 12 minutes, sometimes 20. It depends how long coach talk. And Enortap just waiting. He said, what the heck he's doing? Can you let me talk too? Can I talk what is happening?
I'm okay, Coach. You're a great entertainer.
From Friday at 6 o'clock p.m. when we left each other until 5 o'clock 18 Eastern Time Monday night, anything pay you your attention, 1, 2, 3 subject, and it's your turn. I'm talking now about for the people in the chat, and you can talk now.
Yeah, really. Just looking at a couple of the games over the weekend, one thing that's really striking me right now is how quickly Minnesota is putting the pieces together. They had a couple of really tough games against Pittsburgh on Saturday, and on Sunday they were up against the Islanders, and those are two excellent measuring sticks to go by, and they held up fantastic. As a matter of fact, they came behind to beat Pittsburgh 5-4 on Saturday, and then on on Sunday I, I know they scored two late goals, but they seem to have control over that Islander game, and that's not easy to do against a team that likes to dictate the play for the most part. So that was one thing that really stood out, and of course, what else stood out? Arizona finally winning their first game. I thought that was fantastic. And if you looked when they scored that fifth goal against Seattle on Saturday, it was like they won the Stanley Cup. It was great to see. They need that kind of positivity because God knows they haven't had very much this year so far. So it was good for them to get that under their belt, and hopefully now they'll play a little bit more, a little bit looser, and will experience some success going forward.
Absolutely right about that one. There was the Stanley Cup for the Arizona over there, but it's good also. Like you can see, tap just a W how it shone the locker room, how it shone the personality, everything on that. And you have one thing you have to commit. You have to be honest with them. They work hard. It's not a team they
They
just
do.
show up and do nothing. They're working hard all the time. It's good to see for me. It's about for Andre Dorigny. Nobody talk about him, but as a coach, new coach in NHL, get his first W in NHL. Well done, Mr. Andre Tourigny. One a great coach in hockey. So, but we have a couple of people here in the house already. Maxo ASMR in the house tonight, and our best friend Andrew Kiran. Thank you so much. He's always kind with us,
Thank you,
Type.
Andrew.
Always have great words about what we do here. So Andrew Kiran, I think you have to do something with his last name. I think it's really great. Say Kiran or something like that. You have something can do with this name. I don't know, but welcome aboard, Andrew. Thanks for joining us tonight. Before we move to the news of the day, and don't tap. And Michael Robinson opened the door, and then Bottom Monkey follow. But what do you think about the penalties again? Ryan Lomberg again, Andy Renta again, the Hurricanes Saturday night. Won the goaltender skate 35 feet to play the puck, and then Lomberg is coming face to him, and they have a contact there. They gave him a 2 minute, then they chant for a 5 minute game misconduct, and it looked like he had no suspension. But what do you think about that call from the ref?
Well, I think they kind of missed the boat on it. I mean, there really is no place for that in the NHL. I don't think they've gone a long ways to try to ensure player safety as well as goalie safety over the last, almost 10 years now. That something like that can't go unnoticed without a suspension. But a lot of the things that they do at the top sometimes baffle me. I don't get it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for me, I would be honest with you. For me, what I see this one, if the goaltender play the puck, you have to be
Yeah,
sure he's going to be possible. He's going to get hit or something could happen about that one. He played the puck 50-50. On the same thing, after that, you have to see, is it an intentional hit for Lomberg or he tried to go around with something like that, everything. So I think for me at that call, I have a ref. I got him a 2 minute for roughing, something like that. But I would never put him out of the game because his intention was not look at the goaltender. It was try to play a puck. But unfortunately, both of them on contact. So for me, I think it was really hard for them to give him a 5 plus a misconduct. And, it's sad because Ryan Lomberg is a great kid as a hockey player. He played on the four line, work hard. He's only 5'9". He would give his heart, everything for the team. And he battled every game for the spot in NHL. And to get that one against him, I think it was not the right call overall. And I'm glad he did not get suspension. But for me, that would be the one I
No,
would say to you about that one over there.
I understand, Coach. If it's an incidental contact, it just didn't appear to be. Like it looked like there was a little bit of an extra effort to make contact with the goalie more so than just playing for the puck. That's the way I saw it, anyways. And
Yeah, for me, what I see, I would say to you, he did not expose his, he did not push his arm out. So he really stopped down. That's the reason why I was said for me, I would give him a 2 minute for contact, but not a 5 minute, because he really tried to play the puck and not to go out for the goaltender like we saw so many times in the past about that one over there. So that would be the one I would say 2 minute, no problem. Game misconduct. I don't think so. It was the right call for me about that one over there. Andrew said, I'm German last name, but I'm a Brazilian. Awesome. Do you live in Brazil, Andrew? Brazil, by the way, it's not said Brazil. That's another term, but sorry. I agree. I will call roughing for that one. Yes, you cannot touch the goalie. Yes, you can touch the goalie. If he's out of the net, touch him. You have to stand the net. You still have to save the puck. He's not there to play puck. No, just kidding. But you have an area. You have to be. My point to you, Enortap, is like you adventure you outside what you're supposed to be. Except at some point, maybe you have a contact at some point. And more one is a loose puck every time that. But again, can you have the time to go around? I don't know about this every time that, but that's what happened. I saw that play again. I got a great view. Badamonte was right there. It was just in front of the play. That's what happening. His history is pretty clean too from Andrew. Is the goalie came in for Anderson? Yes, Alex Lyon is going to be the backup goaltender for them. Flash white for power play for me. Florida, Washington, Toronto. It's pretty good, my friend. Michael, no effort, sorry, I was not lumber fault. Here we go. Maxim, do you create MSL content? We say great content. I'm just interested. They're talking each other. I'm getting there. Don't worry about that. Pretty as the got rolling Caulfield yesterday. Thankfully, he got an assist to quit them classes and he's got commit land. About that one, he got an assist yesterday. Very difficult 2 game for so far. Not only for Cole Caulfield, but it was also the 4 last straight for the Laval Rockets at that moment about this. Oh, yeah, he's from Barrie. I apologize for that. He lives in Barrie, but my industry is from Brasilia. Here we go. That's what happened about this. Michael is always right with us. That's what he talk. Do you think Cheryl Yago can she make the team check? No. Possible Krejci. If you think about that, if you go that direction, Badamoki,
I don't think so.
the only one before them, before Cheryl Yager, you have to think about Plekanec. Thomas Plekanec played with Yager at that moment. He had better stats, but yeah. Barrie, Ontario, I know the calls. Cheryl is from Slovakia, by the way. Badamoki, jeez, Badamoki, learn where they are coming from right now. See? Veleo told you he's from Slovakia. Just kidding, I have no clue. But I'm very sure about that one there. Krejci is possible. Yager, no. I think Krejci have because, they don't have a lot of players. I agree with Yamo. He could have this, Tap. And I think he could play anyway. He's still doing very well over there, by the way. So I agree with you about
absolutely.
that one there. Whoops, said the bottom. Okay, that's all right. It's happened to everybody about that one. We make all mistakes, me, myself first. My brother says Chicago will starting winning with the new coach. He was right. They won about that one there. Very interesting to see a great game in Ottawa about Derek King behind the bench. Great mentality on that. The Czechoslovakia fell apart a long time ago. Yes, absolutely right about that. The Republika, they changed a couple of years ago. I learned about this. I was born. Yager will make the team. Want to do that bet for you? That will be interesting. Montembeau, Team Canada goalie. Yes, right. Just kidding. Only 59.5%. So we are through this in our time. What we do at the beginning of each show, we talk about fun news around the league. We talk, not a busy day today in our tap, but I will try to mention quickly everything about this. But before we start, we want to invite everybody. The 3-star of the week, two goaltender. It's not happened a lot, but we have to mention this. The 3-star of the week, the number 3, John Gibson, 200, 0.5, and 984. That's the reason the Anaheim Ducks going doing well. We talk about this. People thinking maybe on the trade. Every time that, 28 years old, a contract about $6 million, looking great, still for 5-6 years. Great weeks. Jack Campbell, unbelievable, 0.99, 968, one shutout, both of them at 300. That's why, Kelly, they let go Anderson. They have Jack Campbell. Campbell is doing well over there. You have to tell the truth. Look, Jack Campbell, second star of the week. Finally, the Superman, Leon Draisaitl, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10-point guys, and 3 game over 3.1, point per game. Pretty amazing what he accomplished. Leon Draisaitl with Edmonton Oilers, great performance, winning goal against the Rangers Friday night in our tap. So that's the 3-star of the week. So let's move on to the good thing. Go ahead.
Campbell coach is going to have to play well now that Mrazek's out of the lineup for a little while.
Yeah, if this thing in Toronto, we have no problem. Because in Toronto is the Martin Brodeur. The Wild should have 3-star win of the week. Minnesota, we know he loved the Minnesota Star. But they're doing well. They won the last 3 games, by the way, in our tap. So I just want to mention this to you. A couple of news very quickly, guys. We try to go there. We have time. We have 30 minutes. We can talk about the weather, whatever you want to go. Carey Price is back on the ice tomorrow in our tap. So first time Carey Price back with the Montreal Canadiens. I think that would be good to see him around the team. Whatever he does not play, that things that would change a little bit the locker room. We'll see what happening with Montreal. But I like the fact Price is around. Norlander should play soon. That's my prediction. And coach is going to be right. Because Denis Champ said, would not be surprised to see Norlander around at some point. So get news about this. Christian Devarek, he was right. It is a game decision. Treatment day today. Sometime it could be COVID. Sometime rest. Some things bother him. They give an extra 24 hours. Denis Champ did the same thing with Gallagher last week. Can he get a game decision, come back? We don't know about that. The biggest news, like Enortap mentioned to me earlier, Miles Wood, a young kid, out with a hip surgery. It's going to be a long recovery.
And
pretty sure about that.
They're going to miss him, coach, because here's a kid that skates hard every single shift. The effort's there. He's not afraid to go into the tough areas, especially in front of the net. Like, they're going to miss this guy.
I agree with you about that one there. He played a good role, and the Devils, they have a good year so far, but they have some. I don't know what's going on with Sharankovic, but he have 0 goals so far. It's funny sometimes the second year. Look Suzzle, look Caulfield. There's some players like the second year they struggle after a good year, so he's not the only one about that one there. But what do you think about Kelly? She knows her hockey. Kelly, she's the one and the chat. We have to listen to her because she knows what she's talking about that. She said getting Marechek was a bad choice. He's always hurt. That's what he said about this. It's frustrating not having a backup goal and cannot get overworked. But you have the Zamboni driver if ever happen over there. So at some point, Kelly, you're going to be fine.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry, Kelly. I still think, yes, Mrazek does get injured often, but he's a keeper. He plays well under pressure, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Yes, if he played, I'd be right about that one there.
That's right, yeah.
We have a couple of players. Ottawa guys, it was hit by the COVID-19. They canceled their practice today. We're worried about what's going on for the Ottawa Senators. We know already... you have someone else, and the coach, Capriello, it was on the protocol 19. I did not put his name over there. But Connor Brown, Cambrell, and Olden are on the COVID protocol 19. A very big concern at Ottawa, as you can see the this is not over until there. So all of them are out for the tomorrow. And then the big news again from Chicago Blackhawks yesterday got hurt and Joe. Mark Sheffley still struggle with injury. Paul Stastny out. Donado out, and then Chiltil is out also for the Rangers. Is a game decision for tonight. We'll be interesting. He's going to be part of the game. That's pretty much the biggest news I have so far today. I don't know if you have anything else you heard you want to know with it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Shifley is back out again. There's quite a few. Actually, Coach, I wanted to ask you something. Given the performance so far we see out of Cop in Winnipeg, do you think he has a fair shot to make the Olympics for the U.S. team?
Yeah, uh, it would depend. It would be at the bubble. Is a bubble player, right? So
Yeah,
we'd be interesting if you can make it over there. Honestly, I think it will be like some kind when you become at the bubble plus, like like Matthews example. He's going to be him, right?
yeah,
But when you talk about bubble, it's all about the Mike Sullivan coach. What kind of play he's looking for to fill up the old of the player number 11, 12, or 13, 14, 15 to get there. So chance, yes. Make it, not sure. But will be interesting because he's doing well so far.
very well. Yeah,
You know
and
what I mean?
it was interesting when they interviewed Barry Trotz about the issue, and he said, "You know what? These games at the beginning of the year, they're an auditioning for me. I look at every single team, every single player. I don't necessarily just go on reputation. Show me what you have going into the Olympics, and that'll help solidify my decisions."
Yep, I agree with you about that one over there. Will be interesting happen for sure. For we're going to start into and starting in December and January talking more about the Olympics. December is really about the World 20 Junior. That's what we're looking for. Also to going to see what happened about that one over there. So talking about hockey, talking about hockey is talking about fantasy hockey, not fantasy, but the three game of the night. Time for the prediction. Hopefully, some of you is going to give us your prediction of the night. We take a note. Um, not fast tonight because of the story, but we take a note. I put everything here, and the next night we give you all the results. You can see at the bottom of the screen right now. Some people participate last week, and I'm not going to tell you my score yesterday because I can tell you when I won, and I can tell you when I don't won. So, but we're not going to talk about that one yesterday. But we're going to take all the note, you guys. You can put the score. That'd be great. Like we do, Enortap is the man of each game. Give us all information, everything like that. So here we go, Mr. Enortap. Buffalo 5-4-2, Washington 5-4. Tokarski was likely. Vanecek was confirmed.
Right. After solid start by Buffalo in October and early November, we're starting to see a different side now to Buffalo. I think it's they're working hard, Buffalo, but the problem is, the inexperience is there. The talent isn't quite where it should be when they're playing teams like Washington. The Sabres lost their four straight on Saturday. And again, their biggest problem has been they haven't been able to hold on to the lead. They've had multiple one or two goal leads and have blown it. Um, so that's a concern that they definitely need to address. Uh, the Capitals, they dropped their third straight, falling 2-1 to the Flyers on Saturday. They've struggled with the power play lately, which is kind of surprising because obviously they have some very good talent on that power play unit. They've only converted two out of their last 15 opportunities with the man advantage. Um, and Ovechkin now, I think, is just 1 point behind Brett Hall to overtake fourth place in NHL history in terms of goal scoring. And I think that's going to happen tonight. So I am going to take Washington to win this game 4-2.
4-2.
Yeah.
Here we go. It was easy for me, 5-2 about that one there. The game we're going to do live stream tonight. We're doing the Florida Panthers, New York Rangers, 6-3 for the Rangers. The last game and last also in OT. Again, Edmonton, Florida are 10-0-1. The only team has 0 loss in their regular season. Knight confirmed. Chesterkin is confirmed. We know the situation with Barkov. Honestly, it's game decision, but I don't think she'll be dressed up. And that's pretty much what we have. Big news about that team. Poposki will be out again for injury. And we know already about Bennett. So that's it.
Yeah, there's good news and bad news for the Rangers, coach, for today. The good news is that they're finally returning home after a rather lengthy and frustrating road trip. The bad news is they have to face one of the hottest teams in the league in Florida. So we'll see how this goes. Both teams were off yesterday. So there's no back-to-back in this instance. The Rangers have had a couple of really uncharacteristic losses lately. The 6-0 game to Calgary, which was a complete blowout, and also the 5-2 game to Carolina. And so, like I said, they're coming home to play the Panthers team. It's not something that they're looking forward to doing. But I think as much as I love the Panthers, I think the Rangers want to try to make this a statement game. And I think it's going to go to overtime. But I think the Rangers will pull this off. Sorry, I don't mean to offend all our lovely Florida Panther fans out there, but I think the Rangers will win this one 3-2 in overtime.
3-2 overtime.
Yeah.
5-3 Caps tonight, and you go with the Rangers. Finally, the last game of the night, 7:30. We're going to go to bed early tonight. I don't know what I'm going to do after 11 o'clock tonight. Jeez. But Listeners King played. I may be watching football with Roger Enortap. But the King are 5-5-1 and the Toronto are 7-4-1. Last 5 games straight for the Toronto. Everything is doing well over there. Love is back in Toronto. Quick, likely, Campbell confirm. Listener King, we know they're missing Drowdy and Byfield and Martinez. Toronto, look, they are pretty much healthy over the fact they miss Menrachek. So I don't see any change inside the lineup. Here we go.
Yeah, well, definitely one of the streaks is going to come to an end tonight, Coach? The Kings are winners of 4 in a row, and they're visiting the Leafs, who have won 5 in a row. So one of these will end tonight. Los Angeles will be opening a 4-game road trip now after they've completed a 4-1 trip or a homestand on Friday night with that 3-2 overtime victory against the Devils. Toronto will be completing a 5-game homestand that includes that big 5-2 victory that they had over Boston. And they had another impressive win against Tampa Bay in that time as well. So the Kings, I think that they've been playing rather well, but I think the big boys for Toronto have started to show up. Matthews and Marner and Tavares and Nylander, Riley, they've all been scoring lately, and I don't think that'll change tonight. I'm going to take the Leafs to win this one 5-2.
4-1. That'll be my answer for that one over there. Michael Robinson, can you give me the final score between Florida and Rangers? Michael Robinson. Bottom Monkey, can you give me the result between Toronto and the Listener King? That's I'm missing both of you. The score of everybody else, Vallejo, Yamo, Kelly, I have a swear for Minnesota, and that's what Michael Robinson and Bottom Monkey I'm missing right there too. And Michael Robinson, Rosenblatt, welcome aboard. Long time ago, buddy. I feel the 4-3 Rangers should win tonight, Michael. Wow. But the Monkey says 5-4 the Kings tonight. Wow, the only one said 5-4 The only one,
For the Kings.
Badamaki
Wow.
said that one over there about that, about Michael Rosenblatt. Go, okay. Michael Rosenblatt said LA 3-1. Michael Rosenblatt. We have also Cap 5-1. And we have also Florida 5-2 for Michael Robin. And he said 5-4. The Rangers, Michael Rosenblatt said 4-3. Here we go. So I've got everybody so far. That's great to hear that about that. Thank you so much, everybody. Capital Addy, because he's on my fantasy hockey. Yeah, as talking about fantasy hockey, I know until I stay on the top of the game of the league, I'm going to show the result every week. So.
That's not fair, Coach.
But this is the standing Hockey Nation Show Fantasy 2021-2022 from all of us. Many of you participate at that, and you can see the name Coach Frenchy leading on the East Conference for 4-0-0. Dominate, not really. Too many injury, but the team abs coach is 3-1-0. Quebec Ferry is a 3-1. Finland, Moi, I believe, is Yamo at 3-1. Philadelphia Venom have a 3-1. Goodrow is a 2-2. And then Dave Zucker has 1-3. Brad Marchand, I believe, is 1-3. Houston, Mr. Joseph at 0-4. Team Chen Simon is at 0-4. What about the Seattle Crack? As I have no clue who is this guy, honestly. 3-1. Finland Vallejo, the Wizard, 3-1. Michael Rosenblatt hanging there, 3-1. Followed by his buddy, Bad the Monkey, 3-1. Team Bot Wall. I think that's Brett Marchand, could be wrong, 2-2. And after that, his last 2 weeks, I believe, 2-2. And then Dan Asham is at 2-2. My Adam Berge is at 1-3, and Zenek Gammon at 1-3, and Tim Jaden at 0-4. That's complete the standing of the both of them. I'm going to see what we look about this right now, what the people said about this.
There's more
I think our bigger
West,
fasting, but he should lose. What he said in Enortap?
I said there's more parity in the West than the East.
Yeah, exactly. A playoff bound for the bottom of key. Yeah, more coach. I was lucky, and with me, I did not change any player for the bench to line up. Yes, I took advantage of everything. That's what happened about this. Then I teach you after you play against me. So now I think Gap is head bad. There you go. Settle is great as. Oh, that's good to see that. Thank you so much to let me know about Brad Marchand. About this. We have another thing I want to mention, guys. This is really what I love to see. The Sunday night, I study this all the time. For my fantasy hockey, I make all the different information, everything like that, but this is a big one. If you follow the fantasy hockey, guys, that's what you need to follow. It surprised me the Islanders play only one game this week, but you can see Boston 4 times, Calgary 4 times, Edmonton 4 times, Florida 4 times, the Kings, Montreal, New Jersey, Ottawa, Pins saying we have a lot of games this week. So what you mean by this, coach? So those guys, they's going to have more fantasy points at the end of the weeks. And many of them, they are great hockey players like Marner, every time that McDavid, everything. So it's something you have to follow up a little bit more every time. How they play home, how they play away. Is it a back-to-back game? Is it not? So I just want to mention this. You have a busy Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That's look like the NHL is doing now for the season. Every time that. So I just want to share it with you about this. I think that's a great way in our tab to know what's going on around the league. So I just want to let you know about that one there. Talking about the league, fantasy hockey, the hot and the cold. Anderson, Bobrovsky, of course, he's hurt. Sorokin, Vasilevsky, Jack Campbell, and Saros and Gibson are the hot goaltender at that moment. Who is cold? Nobody is really. You said Thomas Greiss. He just won yesterday, coach. Yes, but prior to that 3 game, he was like 4.95, so he dropped at 4.05. But he's really cold. Old B, Dallas, not too bad, but did not win the last 2 start. Gustafsson not doing well. Lankinen 3.49 and Hill 3.56 with 0-2 the last 2 games. So that's what happened about the hot and cold. And then after that, for the forward, We have a lot of good players there. I could go with more about the hot, but Dressadol, Raymond, Suzuki, Raymond. Everybody love Raymond. Marner, Terry, Katchuk, Duclair, and I could mention Tavares over there. I can continue with 7 more, but I cannot put everybody. Who is cold out in the frozen right now? I'm not sure what he's going to do, but Contour continues is deep down. Sharakovic, 0 goal this year. Shabbat didn't have no point of 5 last game. Same thing for Trouba. Farabi, nothing for the last 6 games. Thomas Tatar with only 0 point the last 5 games. And Joan Armia sleeps on the 13th game. Joan Armia, 0 goal this year. Unbelievable. That's another story about that one over there, but we'll see about that one there. Lincoln won the last night at least. Yes, exactly, but still not well on the new team. Not really, to be honest with you. He played with Sharakovic. That line is not produced for the New Jersey Devils. Like we do at the end of the show, we talk about the fantasy hockey. So that's starting because that's the Mr. Enortap with all the players he have to go. Where is Reimer and Bernier? Bernier is not on the list, but Reimer should be on the list, Kelly. But when I put a hot is they have to be a minimum of 3 games, and Jim Rimmer play only 2 games in the last 10 days. That's the reason about him, Kelly. So that's your time, Enortap.
Are we ready, Coach? Okay, so in goal, I'm going to go with Shesterkin of the Rangers,
Yep.
given I predicted a win there. And defense, I'm going to go with Carlson of Washington, as well as Riley for Toronto.
All right.
Forwards, I think Ovechkin's going to break the record, not just tie it.
18 point and 11 game, 10 goal.
That's it. He's very hot. And Matthews and Marner will go with the Leaf combination there.
Matthews have like 4 goal last 3 games, I believe, something like that. And Marner have 9 point the last 5 game. He's getting hot. Talking about goaltender winning, I think Vanessa is going to win for Washington. I think Ekblad and Fox, they play a match head to head, so I just pick up them honestly, and then I go the secondary or the complete what you have. I go with William Nylanders, I go with Panarin, and I go with John Tavares. So you have 2 Toronto. I have 2 Toronto. That the 4 core is on the list tonight, honestly, and that's what we have at that moment for that game tonight. So that's complete the fantasy hockey about that one, and that's what happening about this. So I answer that your question, Kelly, about this part over there. Tomorrow Montreal play again the Los Angeles King. What do you think the effect of back-to-back for the Los Angeles King? And then we expect Jonathan Quick over there. What do you expect for the Montreal Canadiens? Any change? Do you expect they have to clean up the house, or do you have something will happen or not this week?
Well, it's good that they're catching him on the back end of a doubleheader. There's still. I think the fact that Price is kind of showing his face and back in the dressing room, I guess, with the team is going to bring them a certain level of consistency. And I know on Saturday's show we spent a lot of time when you were live, Coach, discussing it in the chat room with many people. What's wrong with the Habs? And it keeps coming back to the same thing for me, and that's trying to get this whole fiasco with Bergevin settled as soon as possible. Some people don't agree with it. They feel like he has the right to either sign or not sign until the end of the year. I think the onus should be now on Molson. He has to step up. He has to show that this team is headed in the right direction. And when you don't know the status of your general manager, how can you convince your fan base that you are going in the right direction? And really, it's like I know we all want to see them win. And, you know, if you had to pick a time for them to tank, and I use that word loosely, it's not that they're doing it on purpose, obviously, but this would be the year. and they need to be smart about how they're going to rebuild, well, not rebuild, but retool the team moving forward here. They have a good nucleus of players. Their prospects are mostly defensemen, which will be excellent players in the next, I'd say, 1 to 3 years playing for the team. Um, the goaltending situation is good as long as Caden Primo keeps improving. He'll be here in a couple of years as well. So why not try to subsidize this by having a great draft this year? At trade deadline time, you have to make the right difficult choices. Which players are going to come with you moving forwards? Which ones are going to be traded? And in trading them, that's the perfect time to trade them because certain teams that are up there that feel, they're 1 or 2 players away from perhaps challenging for that cup will offer you usually a little bit more than what the player is worth. So it all comes back for me to that whole issue about the general manager, and we need to feel that confidence that he is in charge. He knows where he's taking this team, and the players will buy into that.
I agree with you about that one there. I'm coming with videos the next 48 hours about, okay, what's the plan now? What they have to do if you turn that. And, Montreal, like other cities in Canada, compared to USA team example in OTAP, you cannot rebuild with UFA. It's very hard for them to rebuild with UFA. Most of them does not want to go in Canada if you turn that. So what you have to do is really, really have a better draft picks or you have more picks because that's the way to rebuild a team from the prospect, obviously, because they don't have a lot of, attract UFA players. Whatever they want to have Doug Hamilton, they will not get Doug Hamilton in Canada and Montreal. He will pick up someone else in the USA before he get there, right? They are a little bit disadvantaged about that area over there. The second thing I think is Monson Bergevin is the first thing to set up over there. The second thing the third thing I was okay. What kind of player are for trade over there? I make my list of the trade at that moment. All right, like Chariot, Kulak is another one over there, and then I can go if you have a right trade. Toffoli or Anderson should be someone to look about that one there. I don't say right now to trade them, but you have something solid, right? Or you can get something great. I think that's something you have to look about that. Maybe a prospect with a first-round pick. I don't know exactly the right answer about that one, but that's something you have to consider about this. I talk about 7 or 8 players. You don't touch them. I think that would be to keep them around this. But they need a couple of old and that lineup, and that's what I make the videos coming very soon about this. So for me, that would be very interesting. Montreal hopefully finish the top 4 at the standing. They have to restart with that, and the prospect is great. And it's very smart to keep that trade pick, first round pick when they trade for Christian Devorek. You cannot ask for more. At the way what Carolina's doing right now, they're going to have another, pick number 28, 29, 30, 31. So great move from Bergevin for that one over there.
No, totally agree, Coach. And as you mentioned, sometimes they're not popular choices that the general manager has to make. Like when we talk a lot of times about, perhaps packaging Gallagher with maybe Chariot, nobody wants to see Gallagher go, but you have to. It's a business. You have to manage your cap very well, and you have to make these difficult choices. Otherwise, your team will be stuck in that land of mediocrity, and you're not going to move forwards, and you won't move backwards enough to uh, continue to get good draft picks down the road.
I agree with
So
you about that.
this is a window for them.
Yep.
Is the way we have to look at it, and they have to be able to take advantage of that opportunity that they've been dealt, or hopefully are being dealt. Having said all this, who knows? They could put together a 10-game winning streak, even though I don't see it, and all of a sudden they're in the thick of things. But
I don't think
I
so.
sincerely
I
doubt it.
don't think so. I think it would be better for them to stay where they're at right now at that moment, honestly. Bada Monkey, see you, Coach. I will see you in 1 hour. I'll be back for the live stream, Mr. Bada Monkey. But, at the end of the day, I think for me, it's about like you have a 1 year to restart sometime. Look what happened with Columbus. They did it. They trade Zed Jones and they restart with a prospect every time that maybe they can get a prospect, a solid prospect with Chariot and, Gallagher, right? Something like that. It could happen.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know answer, right? Maybe Glenberg may be available in Dallas. Maybe they're looking for, I don't know. Chariot could be a really big piece of the puzzle for the Florida Panthers at the end. It could be another team. Colorado is going to shopping. They are starting to shopping. The Colorado have a situation over there. I don't know. Edmonton is maybe looking for the. I think Edmonton, I'll be honest with you, we have the player for him. You're going to laugh at me, but they have Likonen. And Likonen could be a really solid player with Derek Ryan over there at the bottom for the depth like this. What you can get a second or third round pick for him over there. So it's all the kind of stuff like this you can look around. If I say, why you coach by Likonen? Yeah, but he's a RFA. He's going to give him $3 million next year. We don't have that kind of money to give to him if you want to pay other players around the team in our top.
No, you're absolutely right. And he is an integral piece. Teams will want that depth because, like you look at even a team like Toronto, right? They have, 4 or 5 very strong players that play on those first 2 lines, but you look at lines 3 and 4, and it's just not there. So yeah, he can help a lot of squads moving into the playoff situation.
Definitely. And the salary of Peru helped Montreal to trade him maybe at $900,000. Peru can fit a third, fourth line at some point somewhere. So Montreal at some point have some material. If you think about that one there, I would not, touch Edmondson, everything like that, right? So Ken Savard can be on the road. Not sure because he have 4 years contract, so it's maybe hard. But that would be interesting to see that for sure about that. Before we leave, I have one more said. I lost all respect to Sheffley because of how he has handled the hit on the. It was nasty, but the talk after was miserable. I don't like him anymore.
Well, yeah, we go back to that situation. I kind of agree with Roger in that it was a hit that didn't have to happen. What was worse was afterwards there wasn't really any sort of remorse in his address to that hit. He dismissed it more as a hockey play, and that's the disappointing part because you don't expect it from a star player like him. But I mean, you can't. Whatever our feelings are for him, I mean, he is a great hockey player, and I just wish he'd handle that particular situation a little bit differently.
Yep. I bet also I would say Jake had even make a mistake. He never do a shoulder check to retrieving the puck. If he was a defenseman, he will do it. He never knew because if you do a shoulder check, he would know someone's coming fast, right? So he will be ready for the check. He was never be ready for the check. You can see that about that one there. The second thing I would say to you, the trend between Lambert and Renta, that's a good example right now with Sheffley and Evans.
Yes, agreed.
We have at the end at 6:02. Can we give a break to Andy Coivula and said to him, you have about 45 seconds, Andy, to give us your score. Can you give us your score, Andy, between the 3 games you have tonight?
And don't go 4-0 this time.
Yeah, be careful about that one there. So, slight Whitey, did you do your game prediction? Yes, we did. We are at the end of the show. We give some extra minute right now for anybody want to get their game. We select, honestly, Toronto, and we select also the Washington. And then we have a split between me and Enortap. I took Florida. He took the Rangers for tonight. So, I don't know, Andy, you can put the score right here. And the chat, if you want to give us to us, we have a lot of people, Michael, tonight. We have in our top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 people participate tonight. So we have Washington 5-2. Andy. All right, we got it. 5-2 Washington. We have a few people. Yamo did it. I think I did it also. Panthers 5-2. Michael Robinstein did it also 5-2.
Yes.
Veleo, no problem. I appreciate a lot, Veleo, very kind from you. And he said Toronto 4-2 tonight. We have a few 4-2 tonight. Yamo and Michael Robinstein and Zwerv did it for the show. Thank you so much. Leave YT.
6-1. Wow.
Toronto 6-1. You never know, but it could happen. Do you have any score slide? Kelly, did you get my pick, coach? Yes, Kelly. 4-2, 4-2, 3-2. Slide, do you have Slink? Slide. Slink, do you have any goal for the game between Washington and Florida? All right. We have a Ronnie Odette in the house. Welcome back, Ronnie. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. People show up always at the right time. They still have enough time. The problem is they show up at 6 because they still did not show their time on the clock.
It's very possible. We warned them, though.
That's why. That's why. They talk now the show start. 3-2 OT. And you see, Popo is in the house. What up? Hello, Poppy. A Sling, the game between Florida, buddy. I give you 30 seconds, Sling, YT. Florida versus Rangers. Any chance you can tell us the score? That'd be great. So we can put you in the prediction of everybody tonight, YT. That'd be awesome. Don't forget the Hockey National show. When did you change time in USA? Saturday night, well, Monday morning, Sunday morning at 1 o'clock. Rangers win 4-3. Thank you so much, buddy. 4-3 about that. Time for me, coach, does not exist. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. That's a great comment, by the way, Ronnie. I agree about that. But you have the last one. Good night, Coach Enortap. Kelly, thank you so much. Good to see you at 7 o'clock. Enortap, last word of the night before we go, and we wish everybody a great evening.
Pleasure starting the week with you again, Coach, and welcome to all of the Hockey Nation. Enjoy the games tonight, and we'll be at it again tomorrow night.
Awesome, Enortap. Always a pleasure and honor to having you aboard of the show, the warm-up show. And for everybody else, we wish you an amazing, great evening. And hi, GTA. GTA, start the show with hi, and you close the show with a hi. It's awesome because, remember, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. No, this one. I cannot do it anymore with this arm. Greatness inside of you. Have a good night, everybody. You are awesome. Have a great night, Andrew. Kieran. Have a great night, Andy Kuivula. GTA Good 15. Kelly, our best friend in Ontario. Ronnie Odette, the man of Quebec City. Yamo Vahtanen, directly from Finland. Kaden Jenkins, my buddies today. Happy birthday, Kaden. Come back. We're going to celebrate your birthday. Here we go. Have a good night, everybody.